What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Guys, we are here. We are technically going to take a break from Reign of X because we have to cover the HellFire Gala Event. Yes, you heard that right. We're going to cover the HellFire Gala Event because this event is very important because it basically sets up everything to come after the Reign of X, the Trial of X, Destiny of X, and even the Fall of X. Like, everything coming after this right here comes from this right here. Because the HellFire Gala Event has been Jonathan Hickman and other writers slowly working their way up to this event. Because even the early parts of Dawn of X, we saw little small hints here and there that something was coming down the road. And of course, it finally arrived, the HellFire Gala Event. And this event is all about the idea of the mutants inviting humans to basically kind of make their bond stronger, but on top of that, to also say, look what we have accomplished. We have achieved so much. And on top of that, we have more things to show you guys coming down the road. Like, basically, this is the mutant race coming out full strength and saying, look at us. We are no longer the race on the run. Now we're the race on top. And it's honestly pretty cool. Honestly, I like most of the chapters in this event. Not all, because there are some weak ones, but there are some strong ones. And we are going to cover them all in a lot of different videos. So with that being said, here we go, HellFire Gala Event. Now, of course, to start this event, we have to pick up with the queen herself. And of course, that queen is Emma Frost, because she's the one that had technically put this entire thing together. And so this video will be Marauders number 21. So I do hope you enjoy, because here we go. Because you have to remember, this has been building up since Giant Size Magneto, a book that I want to say was written by Jonathan Hickman himself, but basically it was Magneto making a deal with Namor to get this island, to make this island become property of the mutant race, so that Emma Frost has the ability to go ahead and do what she wants to do, which is having this big event on this island, and of course inviting all the different people, humans, that she wants to build a stronger bond with. Now, with all that being said, can we say their outfits are very unique? Some of the outfits, I will admit, I'm kind of like, you know what? I like that. Some outfits, I'm like, bro, that ain't for you, girl. That ain't for you, dude or girl, sorry. But either way, it ain't for you. But either way, though, it's showing that the mutants are becoming stronger and better as a race. That's why I like this page right here. And of course, with this being a big event, you have a lot of people coming. And so the next page, it really shows us all these different kinds of ships flying in, all these different boats coming on the ocean, whatever. Either way, they're all coming here for this event. Some of these boats are holding people who are very high up in politics. Some of these boats are basically people from different teams. That's why I say this is basically the X-Men trying to open up their world to the human race, to say we are no longer second class. Now, the next couple pages does show us that you do have some heroes coming to this event, like the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. But honestly, I want to say this is Jonathan Hickman reminding us what happened in House of X and Power of X. And what I mean is that basically in House of X and Power of X, when the mutant race came out and said, hey guys, listen, we are no longer going to be hiding. We are basically going to be coming out full strength. Of course, the human race was scared. They were literally scared and shaking in their boots. They were like, wait a second, why are the mutants coming out and saying this? But of course, it's the mutant race saying we're tired of being second class. We're tired of being pushed in the back. We're tired of a lot of nonsense. And so we're coming out to show you that we're no longer going to take it anymore. And so when that happened, you did have some heroes like the Fantastic Four kind of wondering if they should be worried about the X-Men. And so with the X-Men basically inviting the Avengers and the Fantastic Four and other characters from all across the Marvel landscape to this event, it's them saying, yes, you were scared of us. Yes, you kind of had the right to be scared of us, but at the same time, you have to understand us. And we're going to show you why we took that giant step and basically push ourselves into first class. But this event is not just basically, people who are heroes are in politics. You even have people who are actually trying to bring down the mutant race, or basically they're bad guys in some kind of aspect, like Dr. Doom. This dude walks in like, I'm here, Dr. Doom. This party sucks because 1, I didn't throw it, and 2, you're all lame. But either way, it's Dr. Doom being there. And this is showing that the mutant race is really trying their best to show not just people in politics, not just the heroes, but also the villains. They're trying to show everyone that they accomplish a lot of different things. And honestly, when it comes to Dr. Doom in this entire event, and even after this event, it really shows like, hey, Dr. Doom is somebody hard to impress. But if you do impress Dr. Doom, then of course you have done something great. And of course, that great will come very soon. Now, we also do get reminded about the Fantastic Four and X-Men crossover that was done earlier in the Dawn of X era of X-Men comics. And that was written by Chip Zdarsky. But either way, though, in that event, it was basically told to us that Franklin Richards is no longer a mutant. And that was huge because for years and years and years in Marvel, it was like Franklin is a mutant. But then we come to find out he never was a mutant. That basically he was just a regular human being. Now, with all that being said, though, of course, his powers were also going away to the point that they almost basically disappeared. And I want to say by this point, they have disappeared. I kind of stopped reading Dan Slott, Fantastic Four, which honestly, I need to go back and finish. But either way, though, of course, he only came here because he wanted to come so bad. Because for years and years and years, he felt like the X-Men were his family. But only to find out that they're not really his family because he is not actually a mutant. Now, there's also bad blood between Reed and Charles Xavier. And again, that all comes out of the Fantastic Four X-Men crossover. And of course, you do have Reed tell Charles something, but of course, we do not know what he told Charles. And so, of course, that means that small bit is going to be used for something down the road. But then we finally kind of get into, I want to say, the bones of this book, the kind of starting off point for the HellFire Gala event, because we actually do pick up with Emma Frost kind of saying, hey, everyone, thank you for coming to this event, the first of many. And that right there is very huge because basically this is the X-Men saying, this would not be the only time that we're going to be here gathering together. That this is not going to be the only time where you're going to see what mutants are able to accomplish with their powers in their brains. But of course, it's her saying this is not the only time that we are not going to come together to make our bonds even stronger. But of course, you do get this cool, I say it's cool, but at the same time it's weird, a psychic concert. Because you do have this mutant being able to play music, but then you have all the psychics kind of connect their minds with the musician. So like, it's a weird psychic concert that most people join except the bad guys are like, oh, this is trash. This is horrible. Like Dr. Doom again. But either way, though, you basically have a psychic concert to kind of start this event off. And on top of that, you also have some gambling going on. Like, yeah, gambling is happening at this event, which honestly, I'm not surprised. It's Iceman, Ben Grimm, and a few other characters. But either way, everyone is having fun at this event. Now, we do get this quick page where basically you have Banshee kind of telling Emma Frost, like, hey, this party is amazing. This whole thing is crazy cool. Like, you did a great job. But this is also kind of like Marvel hinting that Banshee still kind of has a tad bit of feelings towards Emma Frost. And with the mutant race being more open now, meaning that they're down to have a lot of more fun time, no matter who it is, that basically Emma Frost and Banshee could possibly happen again down the road. Now, you do have Emma Frost kind of go over and talk to Dr. Doom and Captain America. Now, this conversation is really more of kind of like, one, Steve Rogers kind of looks at Emma Frost as a mom, and two, Emma Frost looks at Steve Rogers as like, hey, I would totally take him right now. Like, she wants Steve Rogers, but of course, he's kind of like, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes. And it's kind of like a huge turnoff for her. But either way, though, you didn't have Emma Frost talk to Dr. Doom. Now, while she's actually talking to Dr. Doom, you do have Dr. Doom kind of basically saying that there is not going to be a bond between Latveria and Krakoa. It's never going to happen. But at the same time, though, it's also Dr. Doom kind of hinting that basically what the mutants are doing is what he wants to do, which is conquer the Earth. But at the same time, it's Emma Frost saying, we're not trying to conquer the Earth. We're trying to make the Earth better, but also have a bond with the humans as well. And so with that being said, it's kind of like her saying, you think we want to conquer this Earth, but we don't want to do that. We're just tired of being second class. Now, of course, as she's trying to paint this picture that mutants are not trying to conquer the Earth, that is the moment you do have a member from the Shi'ar Empire basically stop by and want to say, congrats Emma Frost and the mutants for conquering the Earth, which of course then embarrasses her in front of Dr. Doom. Now, of course, with the X-Men inviting, humans and politic people, but also villains, you're going to have the villains working behind the scenes as a way to kind of hopefully build bonds between each other to kind of help each other out to get rid of the mutant race. But with that all being said, though, right now you have this member from the Shi'ar Empire tell Emma Frost that basically he is here to deliver some kind of special crystals that she had requested. The problem is, though, she did not. And so she calls up her brother Christian and say, hey, listen, I need you to watch him and see what in the world he's trying to give us, because he says he's here to deliver something for us that we did not ask. And I don't like that, because again, your villains are always plotting to kill you, so you always must be on guard. Now, with that being said, you also have some members from the UN talking to the ambassador from the UK, which of course is still trying to remove Bessie Braddock from being Captain Britain, but on top of that, also get rid of mutants. And so again, like I said, this event is trying to build bonds between everyone. But of course, you have villains there who are trying to play behind the scenes to hopefully kill off the mutant race. Now, we actually do pick up with some members from the Verendi group. Is it Verendi or Vendi? But basically, they're kind of like the main bad guys of the Marauders book. And matter of fact, they're kind of like the new evil version of the HellFire Club in Marvel Comics. With that being said, they have been trying to take over Manipur, and Marauders have been trying to kind of kick them out. Now, with all that being said, one, the character's name, Will, oh my gosh, guys, I am going to probably mispronounce his name so badly, but Will Hermina is basically a member of the Vendi group. And right now you have the clones of Emma Frost, the Stepher Cuckoos, trying to say she needs to remember something very important. And so they actually help her remember something very important by using their psychic abilities. Now, this also does lead into Emma Frost calling a meeting for all the people who are in the HellFire circle, because basically it's her saying thank you for all the work they have done, but also for them working together with her to make sure that this event goes well. And so it's basically kind of like, hey, I want to say thank you because this event is going great. Now, of course, this entire chapter right now, it looks like this event is going great. But as we kind of go through the other chapters from the other books, you're going to see that basically a lot of different things are happening behind the scenes that are causing small problems here and there. But of course, the X-Men are working very hard to kind of take care of those small problems. Now, with all that being said, this is also the moment that basically she finds out, Emma Frost, that Steve Rogers looks at her, and basically Emma Frost reminds Steve Rogers as his mother. Like, she basically reminds him of his mother. And that's hilarious because she's all like, you know what? Maybe I still have a chance to get this man. And then she reads his mind and basically is all like, yeah, Emma Frost reminds me of my mother. And for Emma Frost, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. It's hilarious to me. Now, the book does kind of end on a huge cliffhanger. And what I mean is that basically some time has passed by after we saw Emma Frost say thank you to everyone who kind of helped with the idea of the HellFire Gala event. But of course, something happened after 1 a.m. where basically you have a lot of people kind of giving their opinions. But of course, we're not being told what was shown to them yet. And so right now you have a lot of people in politics kind of like, yep, this is a huge mistake. The mutants have gone too far. The mutants are basically changing the entire world. This is huge. But again, we still have no idea what they're talking about. On top of that, you also have some heroes kind of worried that basically the mutants may have done something great, but they could have basically caused another problem for themselves down the road. But either way, this is where we are going to end today's comic book video, the first chapter to the HellFire Gala event. And there's more to come down the road. But guys, please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.